This is question number 9 from GS paper 2 of mains 2022 examination. The question is, India is an age-old friend of Sri Lanka. Discuss India's role in the recent crisis in Sri Lanka in light of the preceding statement. The statement of the question is, India is an age-old friend of Sri Lanka. So we will begin the answer with brief history of friendly relations of India and Sri Lanka. Some students write about Ramayana in age-old friendly relations between India and Sri Lanka, but Ramayana is not about friendly relations between India and Sri Lanka, but Ramayana is about enmity. It's about battle between Lanka king Ravana and an Indian king Lord Rama. So be careful. After a brief history of friendly relations, we will write about India's help to Sri Lanka in recent economic crisis. Now let's see the answer. Sri Lanka is an age old friend of India with cultural and religious relations from the time of Mauryan King Ashoka, who sent Buddhist missionaries to Sri Lanka. Most of Sri Lanka population follows Buddhism, which originated in India. There is people to people contact and trade relations from ancient times. India helped Sri Lanka civil war by sending Indian peacekeeping forces in which about 1000 Indian soldiers laid their lives while fighting militant organization LTTE. In 2004 tsunami, India helped Sri Lanka in rebuilding destroyed infrastructure, especially railways. At present, Sri Lanka is the biggest trade partner of India among SAARC nations. India has free trade agreement with Sri Lanka. In recent times, Sri Lanka is going through extreme economic crisis and civil unrest. As an old friend, India has again come forward to help Sri Lanka. India's total credit support to Sri Lanka this year amounts to nearly 4 billion US dollars. In the first 4 months of this year, India provided loan of 377 million US dollars to Sri Lanka. India will provide loan of 1 billion US dollars to Sri Lanka at very low interest rate. India provided a dedicated credit line for fuel imports amounting 700 million US dollars. India has provided currency swap facility of 400 US dollars to Sri Lanka. It will boost the foreign reserves of Sri Lanka and help to bring financial stability. The Exim Bank and State Bank of India have provided export credit facility of 1500 million US dollars to Sri Lanka for the import of essential commodities. More than 25 tons of drugs and medical supplies have been donated to Sri Lanka by the government and people of India. These drugs and medical supplies are valued at close to 370 million Sri Lankan rupees. Indian companies have invested in development of seaport, hybrid power projects. Indian Oil Corporation is going to develop a Trincomalee oil tank farm. These investments will strengthen infrastructure and help to rebuild the economy of Sri Lanka. In line with its neighborhood first policy, India is highly active to help Sri Lanka during its economic crisis.